The moment that you allow yourself to not be perfect, you become more powerful. We're just gonna, not too shabby. This thing is a little, we need lights, camera, action, no, not action yet. We're still working on that part. Okay, this can work. Okay, so pretty sure this guy wasn't hooked up before, hence the green light. Okay, so shouldn't have thrown away those instructions. We just do it without it. Why are you flashing? What does that mean? Okay, it's good. I'm calling it. Hello, gorgeouses. Welcome to the Feminine Confidence Podcast. We're here. We're talking about all the things that we need to talk about. And today, okay, listen. The thing that probably affects us most is trying to have it all together. And not only have it all together, mind you, we've got to look good while doing it. And not only do we need to look good, we need to have a calm composure. We need to act like we know what we're doing. We need to have been here, act like we've been here before. We need to know what the next step is. We need to know how to lead, but don't be too dominant. We need to know how to hold space for emotions, but also don't get too emotional. We feel the need to do, be, and have everything perfect. And then what does that set up for all of us? Imposter syndrome. We end up in imposter syndrome. Why? Why? The surface level answer is that we think that unless we are perfect, we are faking our way through life. Can I get an amen? Unless I feel so solid in who I am and what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, unless I execute it perfectly, unless everyone loves me, unless I get it right, I'm faking it. I'm an imposter. Okay, this is going to completely free you. When I heard this, it was like a holy moment for me. Number one, we all experience imposter syndrome. Every single human on this planet. And I know that we know that and we can hear that. And I have so many people that just run through my mind as examples of people who are the best in their field, are killing it at what they do, and they still feel imposter syndrome. Now, spiritually, what's happening here is that there is a part of you that will always and forever second guess yourself. If we can make peace with that, we're already on our way to freedom. If we can make peace with the fact that there is a part of our mind that will always second guess yourself, no matter how good you are, no matter how many times you've done it, there's always going to be a little voice that creeps in, and it will try to find at least one little insecurity to latch onto to make you second guess yourself. Okay, but it doesn't even matter. The reason that we develop a feeling of imposter syndrome is because we're trying to be perfect. And there is not one human on this planet who is completely flawless. So the moment that you try to be perfect is the moment that you are the imposter, because you're not being human. And what are you? Flesh and blood, human. So it's such a what is the word? Inception-y idea of things, because we're striving constantly, and that's a good thing. Striving for greatness is beautiful, but when we do it for validation so that other people think we are a certain way, that's the nasty loop. We're striving constantly to be better, to get better, to be the best, whatever it is. And that's beautiful, and that's great, and that's amazing. But if along the way you're requiring perfection of yourself, You will feel that imposter syndrome the entire way, because the moment that you think you should be perfect and you try to fake that facade for people, you are being the imposter. The second you can go, I'm human, I make mistakes, I'm imperfect, I'm gonna fuck up, that's it. Do you feel how the imposter just fades away? And also, I'm gonna make mistakes, I might not do it perfectly, but I'm gonna do my best. I know where I'm aiming, and I'm gonna aim straight for that. I'm gonna do everything in my power to aim for where I wanna be, to create the impact I wanna create, to do the intention in which I saw myself doing it. The moment that you're like, it doesn't have to be perfect, that's the moment you allow yourself to be human. And that's the moment that imposter syndrome literally has no power, because you're not trying to be the imposter anymore. The moment that you accept, I am who I am as I am, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to do my absolute best of what I'm called to do. But by no means am I requiring absolute perfection of myself. The imposter completely fades away because you're being human. Because you're being human. So we get to mess up. And the great irony of it all is the moment that you allow yourself to not be perfect, you become more powerful, because you're no longer running away from some fear that you're going to let everybody down, some fear that you're not going to hold up the expectation for what you think people think you are. It's the moment you allow yourself to just be yourself, to just be you. Oh my God, I'm thinking about, so my father-in-law, he passed away in 2021, but he constantly, like, I feel like it was almost every conversation I had with him, he would just come up to me out of the blue and be like, just be you. Just be you. Just be you. We hear it all the time. It can get so cliche. But the truth of the matter is that if you feel like an imposter, it is because you are in fact being an imposter in trying to be perfect, in trying to be something that you are not. So be human. Allow the mistakes. Allow your mind to know there's a possibility we might not nail this. That's okay. We're going to do our best. We're going to put that powerful intention behind it. We're going to do what we came here to do. We're going to create what we came here to create. And that's it. Hands off after that. You can't control it past that. That's it. You're going to do you. And if you're currently not living up to your own standard, that's the thing to look at. That's the thing to look at. Not what do they expect of me. The thing to look at is, what's your standard for you? Are you doing what you want to do for yourself? Are you showing up in the way that you want to show up for yourself? Are you being who you want to be in the moment? You, as an individual, unique mind and soul, have come to this planet to operate in this identity so that you could bring something to the world that is unique to you. The moment that you start trying to distort yourself to meet other people's expectations, you're off the path. You're off the path. You're going to feel like an imposter because you're not doing you. You got to just do you. And one of the best ways that you can really start to tap into this is, what do you love? Like, what makes you happy? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you like to do? What do you like to experience in the process of it? Oh my God, I'm going to tell you a metaphor. This came to me the other day and I was like, oh God. You know, when you receive things that like call you out and you're like, ah. Okay. So a lot of times in our world, we do things for a result, right? That's just, we're trained that way, right? You cram your study session in order to get the A on the test. It's not because you like the subject matter. It's not because you love studying. You do it to get the result, right? We are trained into this mentality. But I want you to think about, if you were a farmer and you planted all of your seeds, and you plant the seeds to get the harvest, right? You plant the seeds so that they grow, so that you get the harvest, and that's your goal, right? But if you're a farmer and you only care about the goal, you only care about the harvest, the majority of your experience of life is going to be pretty sufferable. Because if you don't enjoy tilling the land, if you don't enjoy planting the seeds, if you don't enjoy watching it grow, if you don't enjoy the process, you're not meant to be a farmer. If you're just in it for the crop to be done and to reap the reward, this is not the game for you. You need to be the guy that gets the produce at the end of it. So whatever we're doing, we've got to love the process of it. You've got to love the steps that are involved in it, because that's where the majority of your life is. That's where all of your energy is going to be going. So if you're not doing something that feeds you energy at the same time, if you're not doing something you love, that lights your soul, that makes you happy and excited to do the process of it, that is not your path. And I know it's like, we spend so much time thinking about what I should be doing. What should I do? What should I do? And in our world, we're constantly inundated with productivity and get results. And it makes the world go round. I get it. But do something, not just for the result that you're going to get. Do something that fills you with that glittery joy of excitement the entire way. Do something that you can't wait to do it again, right? In our example, as soon as the harvest happens, what is the farmer do? Plant the seeds again. Usually, right, smart farmer, you would have multiple fields. So you're planting seeds. What's the word I'm looking for here? Sequentially. Oh, wow. Sequentially. Because as soon as one's done, you don't just sit there and wait. You know what I mean? You don't just like, oh, I planted seeds. I'm just going to wait for that harvest to happen, and then I'll plant some more seeds. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. If you're a farmer, you're always planting seeds. You're always doing the next step. You're always looking for what's the next thing I can do to maximize my experience as a farmer. So think about this in terms of your life. Where are you forcing yourself through the process thinking you're going to get a good result? Where are you trying to make yourself be someone you're not, thinking it's going to end you up in an authentic, beautiful life? I mean, when we say it out loud, right? So bring it all back home. What lights your soul? What makes you happy? What makes you feel like this is what I'm meant to do? Bring that gift out to the world. And as you're doing it, don't try to be perfect at it. Every single flaw that you have, you've chosen. Like your soul decided, like picking it from a menu, I want to strengthen and learn this about myself. So I'm going to choose this struggle, this challenge, this flaw that I'm going to have to overcome so that I can strengthen this particular part of myself. So do you see how even the flaws are perfect? Like nothing has gone wrong. Nothing about you, none of your characteristics are what they're not supposed to be. Everything is so perfectly aligned. And you're sitting here thinking, I'm imperfect, so there's something wrong with me. No, it's absolutely perfect. Everything about you, your soul chose. Every gift, every shortcoming, every challenge, every opportunity, everything. Give yourself the grace of being human. Allow yourself to not know the answers. Allow yourself to not know what to do next. Allow yourself to not have the perfect thing to say. Just allow it and see what comes through you. Amen. All right, my loves. Till next time. Is that good or is that not good? I don't know. What do you do?